If I wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it, and I wouldn't feel a thing. It'd be just like walking to the drugstore.
Charles Mal Manson was born November 12, 1934. He was an American criminal cult leader and a musician who led the Manson family, a cult based in California in the late 1960s. Before the murders, Manson had spent more than half of his life in correctional institutes while gathering his cult following. Manson grew up in West Virginia with his aunt and uncle after his mother got booked for a robbery charge and had to do 5 years. After his mother was released, he moved to Indianapolis. When Manson was just 9 years old, he set his school on fire. Although there was lack of foster home placements in 1947, at age 13, Manson was placed in the Gilbert School for Boys, a school for male delinquents run by Catholic priests. Gilbert was a strict school, and their punishments were even stricter. Manson ran away from Gilbert and slept in the woods under bridges and wherever he could find shelter. He did petty crimes for food in cheap motels until he was eventually caught in 1949 and sent to Boys Town. Boys Town was a juvenile facility in Omaha, Nebraska. After 4 days at Boys Town, he and a fellow student, Blackie Nilsson, obtained a gun and stole a car. Manson was arrested 2 weeks later and sent to the Indiana Boys School, a strict reform school outside of Plainfield, Indiana. At the Indiana Boys School, other students allegedly raped Manson with the encouragement of staff members. He ran away from the school 18 times and developed a self-defense technique he called the insane game, in which he would screech, grimace, and wave his arms around to convince stronger opponents that he was insane. In 1951, after a number of failed attempts, he finally escaped, but was picked up a few hours later in Utah by the FBI for driving a stolen car over state lines. He was sent to Washington, D.C.'s National Training School for Boys. On arrival, he was given an aptitude test which determined that he was illiterate, but he scored above average on his IQ test. His caseworker deemed he was aggressively antisocial.
What do you think it is?
Do you know?
Do you know?
Don't play games with me.
It's no
Seriously.
game. I know. That's why. That's why you're asking me questions and I'm not asking you questions.
Okay.
You see, I don't need to ask you questions. I already know.